GenC podcast. Welcome to the GenC podcast. I'm your co-host, JP Jackson, and to my right I have Mr.
Rizan Rose. Welcome.
And the man in the middle is
Wazeer Abdurahman.
So, mashallah. Before we get started with today's episode, we just want to say thank you to all of you, all of you that follow us on the different social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Keep commenting, keep sharing our content. It really helps us. But let's get into it. So today, Wazeer, the question that we all want to know: who is Wazeer?
Wazeer. It's the locality from the Elsies. You know that's who I am. So, just to put it in like layman's terms, or, just like into a brief explanation as to who I am. So, Wazeer Abdurahman, that's who I am. 25 years old, born and raised in Elsies River, from the suburbs, from the streets, all my life in Elsies River. I got married 2020, then obviously moved out of Elsies River, but even till this day, like, that's my home, man.
Where are you staying now?
Lotus River.
The southern suburbs.
Elsies River to Lotus River.
You say you saw
Flow.
You rode your boat today. You was going to be funny, international people that are not familiar with that show. Is there even a river in Elsies?
There actually is, Riverton. Allah. No lies, I won't lie. There's like a canal thing.
Oh, you're just claiming it now. There must be a river.
Okay.
Must be.
So the river is called Riverton, or you're saying there is a river in Riverton?
I don't know the name of it, but there's a river in Riverton. Put it like that.
Please.
What you want to call it is up to you. Anyway. So, like who I am. I'm 25 years old, like I said, a qualified intermediate phase teacher. So, primary school. So, grades 4 to 6. I worked at Kuwait Primary School. I taught grade 6 in my first year, and then last 2 years I taught grade 5. So, which was more. So, my first year was subject teaching.
Okay.
So, I was responsible for Afrikaans. Of all subjects, Afrikaans. So I had to plan. Look, I came to the school with very little Afrikaans knowledge, or suitable Afrikaans. Because great. You know what?
Describe suitable.
All right, okay. So, like I said, I grew up in Elsies, man.
Okay.
And, so that's the Afrikaans I was exposed to, and that's the Afrikaans I knew.
Same.
Understand? So, obviously, to teach Afrikaans in a school setting is totally different.
Yeah.
The way you speak it, the way you teach it, it's totally different.
Okay.
So I had like a base Afrikaans background, and now I had to obviously translate it into a more formal setting.
Okay.
So I had to do that, and geography and adequacy. So geography in Afrikaans.
Yeah.
I was like, what's up?
That was me in the interview. When they told me, okay, look, you got the poster. This is the subject you read. In my mind, I was like, what are you talking? But
Say
look,
that word again. What?
Aardrijkskunde.
Aardrijkskunde.
Do you know what a heart attack is in Afrikaans? A beroerte.
I didn't know.
Facts.
Okay, sorry. Normally my problem with Afrikaans is that the words sound fake, man. like what? Like that? What is it? A giraffe is a camel pet. A camel horse.
And like I said that. Even the butterfly one.
A dragonfly is my absolute favorite. A naaldenkokker. What does that have to do with the price of eggs? Now, okay, wait. Okay, get back to the. Okay, so you taught specific subjects. Did you not teach all the subjects?
In my first year, that was I just taught those 2 subjects to the various grade 6 classes, and then 2021 I moved on to grade 5, And then that's where I still had like specific subjects I was responsible for, like plan lesson plans and assessments. So I had like natural science and technology. NST is like a combined thing.
NST.
Yes, NST. And then I had social science, which was geography and history. But thankfully, it wasn't like, how could I say, it wasn't as hectic. For some reason, it was grade 6 and grade 5, it's just one grade difference. But it was, even though I had to do it in Afrikaans, it was a bit more, it wasn't as overwhelming, you know? So, because I didn't physically go and teach the Afrikaans class in grade 5.
Okay.
In grade 6, I had to plan it and physically go to the Afrikaans class and teach them and converse, you know, in Afrikaans with them, you know? So
did they call you meneer? Did they call you?
Ja, meneer. Meneer. And then R comes in, like, meneer. Yeah, that was a vibe. I enjoyed that.
Can I ask you, Wazeer?
Yes.
Why teaching? What drew you to become a teacher?
Yeah.
Yo, that's a question. That even me, till this day, I'm still trying to. So look, JP, there's not like why. I don't have one specific answer. So it's like a variety of things that led me to it. So I finished matric in 2015, right? And a lot of my friends, they're like,
where were you in 2015?
No. Say nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing.
Nerve or something.
Say nothing. You finished matric.
Yeah. So 2015 I was my matric year, and then a lot of my friends, they applied like in that year, before the finals, and you write that prelim thing.
Yes.
And they applied now at varsities for this, that, and I'm like just going like I have no idea what I want to do. And I felt a bit lost at the time, but then everyone said, no, you still have time, you can apply once you get your matric results. I was like, okay, cool, I'll just wait for that. And then the 1st of January, my family and I left for Makkah, for pilgrimage, for Umrah we left. And then I got my results when we were there, because I think it came out the first week of January. Got the SMS with my results, and I was like, and then I was like, okay, got my results good, I passed, and then got home, you know, and then I sat down, I was like, okay, so I kind of need to make a decision as to what I'm going to do this year. And I still didn't know, like, okay, I must, and then I just applied for like random stuff. I applied for HR, I applied for law. That's not even me, but just for the sake of, you know what I'm saying?
In case.
You know, just to get in somewhere or something. And then I was speaking to people, and people told me, look, try and study something that, you know, like when you complete your studies, it won't be that difficult to find a job. You know, because in teaching, people are retiring, they moving to different schools. And I mean, there's schools all over the Cape, you know, so I was like, okay, that's actually, I don't actually smart to circle to look for work afterwards, you know? So I was like,
that's actually an interesting way of looking at it. Like trying to find something.
I never actually, when he mentioned it to me, like I was like, you actually never thought of it in that way. I was just going to study something that's going to make me a lot of money one day. You know, school of thought. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse the pun.
So yeah, like he said, so he gave examples, he gave a lot of other things and in teaching, and I was like, okay, that's the one that like stuck with me. So I looked into it, and because I mean, as a student, I didn't see myself finishing school just to go back to school. You know, so I was like, okay, you know what? Time's running out. Boss, you need to apply. You know, you don't have all this time to think about this stuff. So I started to my parents. I'm like, look, okay, I'm gonna go for teaching. Let's give it a go. I applied. I got in, and then even once I was in, because the campus started February, you know. So now I'm in, and I'm like, you know, just doing like the theory part of things, and I'm like, okay, just rolling with it. I'm not really enjoying it. You're hearing this, you're hearing that. And then that was February, and then May. Yeah, May. We did a teaching practice.
My notes. I'm going to ask this question in the exam.
14 marks.
That's what is in teacher mode over you.
Yeah, no. Can't get it out. Oh, wait, so like I was saying,
in
May. So I did my teaching prac, and then I got into the classroom. Obviously, there's now a mentor teacher.
Okay.
Introduce you. This is now Wazeer Abdurahman, whatever. Greet the kids, they greet me, and I sat down. And then a few days of observation, and then I had to now prepare a lesson and things. And then I kid you not, wallahi, God's truth, I can't remember the lesson. Swallow kasam. I won't lie to you. Hand on the Quran.
Now we believe you.
I stood there. I think it was that modes of transport, like air and land. I think it was that. Speaking under correction. And I did that lesson, and just standing in front and teaching these kids. Look, I don't know these kids from anywhere. They don't know me. And at that moment, during the lesson, I was like, nah. this is what I wanted to do. Nah, that's it.
Nice.
That was the moment, man. That I realized, nah, this is what I want to do.
That's actually freak nice.
That is fine.
That's freak nice.
So I wasn't one of those that like, because when I studied with people, I was like, hey, how did you get into teaching? No, I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. My mom's a teacher, my uncle's bloodline things.
Yeah.
You know, so I was never, it wasn't like that for me. You know, although I have teachers in my family, but I was never something
You
like,
needed to taste it first.
you know what, the proof of the pudding.
It's in the
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like
So that was a perfect example of
But
that.
so what is it like? Because you know, I manage a tutoring company, so I teach high school kids. What is it
Subtle
like?
flex.
What is it like teaching primary school? Because a lot of us, when we think about that, like, nah, can never be me. Can never be me. Like, so what's that experience like teaching primary school?
Okay, so look, high school was never even an option for me.
Okay.
I never even, it was never even a thought, really.
What?
I'll get into it.
No, it's a bit later.
So it goes back a bit, man. So like I said, I grew up in Elsies River, right? So, you know, not to like take shots at it. I love Elsies River. You know, it's my home. Will forever be my home.
Why did you use the words take shots?
Oh, I didn't think that.
Have a stab at it. This was the wrong of this opportunity.
Oh, you're on fire.
No. Keep going. Sorry.
Your poor choice of words. Nonetheless. So, growing up in Elsies River, right, you see these kids on the streets, man, you know, in school, or not in school, just roaming the streets. And it's a very common thing, you know, within Elsies River for kids to grow up in like single-headed homes when just mom and the kids, just auntie, a common one, granny and the grandkids.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? So I always felt like I feel like they would benefit more having like, not the father, but like a role model, man, you know? Someone that could hopefully...
you like, know I confess, but...
Guys.
Goodness me.
So that was basically it, man. I feel like, you know, obviously older kids in high school, they also go through things, but I feel like, maybe it's wrong of me, but I feel like they perhaps maybe older, more mature, you know, and able to, they may be more able to deal with things.
Okay.
And so I feel like the younger kids, because like primary school is great, the grades I can teach is 10 till about 12, 13. Age-wise, yeah. And not great, age-wise. So I feel like that was the age group I felt like I could really influence and impact. You know, like I could get through to them. And like I just felt like I'll have a bigger impact on primary school kids.
Nice.
You know, so that's why I opted for them over. Because high school light is so. Oh man, I don't got time for that, folks. Really, I don't.
High school like these are so.
I'm not even gonna put the word.
Which begs the question: high school like these? Why are you so? So I'm just gonna ask one more question. So you obviously were in primary school at some point.
Correct.
And now you're teaching primary school.
Yes.
Is there anything that it's like, you know, from being on the other side of the room,
the veil is lifted.
yes. What is that experience like? Is there anything that like maybe you even regret or have a greater appreciation for being on the other side of the primary school spectrum? Because in primary school, you quote on not you per se,
but also you.
The kid.
You just came to school for vibes.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Break times and all of that. That's all. Antennas.
Breaking top speed in breaking.
Gasties. That's what we were there for, no? So, repeat your question.
So
I was thinking of Gasties now.
So, like the question is basically being on the other side of the room in the primary school space. What sort of lessons have you learned? What do you have like a greater appreciation for, and also do you have any like regrets from your primary school days, like seeing what the teacher must maybe go through?
Sure, being on Noorag when I was small. I feel like that was unnecessary, man. that didn't really get me anywhere.
You know how funny that is?
Like you,
You
man.
don't know what that is unnecessary.
Nah, really,
Yes.
really. Look, there's so many like this that were in my class. And then I see like my younger self through them. Like,
Okay.
like a bliksem. You know what I'm saying? And then I can't even be mad at you. Boss, that was me the other day. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I can understand them a bit better because okay, you like that because you know, like it's cool, man. That's alright. Like I'm not gonna hate on you for that. You know, so I regret maybe being, you know, a bit unnecessary, you know.
Okay.
Could have been more supportive, you know, do my bit. You know, because now as a teacher, you appreciate that kid, you know, going the extra mile, you know, putting in effort. Like me as a teacher, obviously you put in effort to, you know, set up a lesson and resources. And you appreciate it once the kids also appreciate it, man. You understand what I'm saying? So you see the effort that they put into it and it's like, oh, and you get it, but I was sitting there, you now sat the whole night or for a week setting up this thing and this, okay, it's ashes about this, you don't care. You know, so I didn't get that aspect, you know. For not always,
Ashes.
you know, so.
I also found like in primary school more than high school, it's usually the ones that were like the clever kids, but they chose like not to participate.
I feel like I'm being attacked here. I feel like that is.
Rizan, if the shoe fits.
Like, cause I'm like, what? keep going. Sorry, don't let me stop you.
So you're now also taking this next step in your exciting career. Do you mind telling us where you're going and what you're going to be doing?
For sure. So my wife and I both got posts at the school in Kuwait. You know, so look, when I got into teaching, it was always obviously to have an influence on my community and you know the home and things like that.
Yeah.
But it was also one of my wife's aims to one day go and, you know, teach overseas and things like that.
Okay.
You know, so thankfully, alhamdulillah.
Oh.
You know,
The du'as
always. You know, we were both afforded the opportunity to go, and we both at the same school. You know, she does the foundation phase. So like the
Okay,
little
grade
ones.
1 to 3.
Yes. So, funny
to
enough,
3.
we worked at the same school now also.
Okay.
Beginning of this year, she started working, so we were both at the same school. And
Saving on petrol.
you know, definitely. And
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
M5, like from Lotus to Goodwood.
Yeah.
It was a killer. So it was also a blessing that we were both at the same school for petrol costs and, you know, and just like avoid the traffic like going here, going there, you know.
Yeah.
So that was hassle-free, shall I say. So now we're both going to be at the same school. So we're both going to Kuwait. Kuwait American School is the name of the school. So she'll be doing they call it elementary.
Okay.
That's the term, and I'm doing a primary school. So I'm actually doing grade 5 again,
Okay.
which is crazy. And there's like much less subjects that I'll like be responsible for. So it would be like English, math, science, and social studies, which is basically like social science. We have history and things like that. So yeah, like we're really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Nice.
We're really grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And that sort of like experience now where you've almost like built up knowledge of teaching environment and stuff like that. But now the new challenge is being in a different country. So outside of the teaching space, what are you looking forward to when going to Kuwait now?
Okay. So look, Kuwait's a very small place, you know,
Okay.
in terms, if you compare to like the neighboring areas like Dubai, for example. You know, Dubai is massive, you know.
Yeah. So been told.
I haven't been.
I can't afford Dubai. Okay.
So like I've never been to Kuwait before.
Yeah,
so I don't really know what to expect.
Okay.
So I was just like, you know, Googling, checking things on YouTube, what to do, and it's they have like similar things we have here. But I mean, one thing I'm probably looking most forward to over there would be like, you know, the culture.
Okay.
You understand? Although like majority of the country is Muslim and I'm Muslim, so like the laws and things and the rules
Won't be too much to
you know,
adapt to.
You understand? So, but just I mean like, because there's a lot of expats as well. So the city we'll be living in Kuwait, Salmiya city, it's like mainly expats. So people from all over the world. they live there, and then you work that side.
That sounds exciting.
So like I'm excited. Like even the colleague I'm working with, the grade 5 colleague, she's Jamaican. You know,
that's American South Africa. Oh goodness! No, like do yourself a favor and check out the Jamaican Sevens team and just look how that look like a whole Cape Town squad. Just continue. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So basically, like and just like to experience like the history, you know, the rich history of Kuwait. You know, it's obviously a very old country as well, and the war between them and Iran and all of that. You know, just to be on lands with history of that nature, that's exciting. They got like the second biggest mall also, I think, in the Middle East.
Okay.
So that's also exciting.
Yeah, it's just the trying to rope you there. It's exciting.
He's getting
it. Malls is your thing, man. Like that. Anyways, I'm excited for that. And also just obviously. Look, it's sad. Obviously, we're leaving, and obviously all our families being left behind. That's obviously a con, you know. But I'm also grateful that I'm not going on my own. I get to go with my wife as well. We're both in the same industry. We're both going to the same school, so we'll be able to relate to a lot of things, man. Yeah. You know, so I'm really grateful for that, and I'm looking forward to just experiencing a new lifestyle. You know. A whole new vibe, man. You know?
From humble beginnings.
From Elsies to Kuwait, boss. You know?
He's rowing his boat over
down the river.
Pacific Ocean, Atlantic. One of it.
I gave up on primary school history in primary school.
He's bringing the geography back.
I should know, man. Oh, it's bad on me.
So I actually wanted to ask, what are you gonna miss the most from Cape Town, South Africa?
How much time do we have? Yeah, sausage meat. Sausage. They don't have like outside like boerewors there. Like
okay.
You know, like a nippie wors. They don't have that, boss. They don't.
I thought you were getting into like a vegan country.
No.
Surely there, what's it? Maybe what that Turkish food, that kofta, whatever the kind of.
Don't put that on the one. You can't put that with Ava on the board. It's not going to work, man. You understand? You know, it's not the same.
That's not the same.
So like genuinely, like they have like things there, but like for people that like that I know that stays in the Middle East or that's been. Like they say, like even the steak, like, it's not the same, man. Alcohol is just brand different this side, boss. It's brand different.
It just eats hard.
It eats hard, yeah, bro. You know, so like if obviously that shouldn't have been my first answer, no? Family should have been my first answer. Maaf, mommy, maaf.
We can edit it up.
Maaf, we can reshuffle.
We can edit. Last can organize.
So obviously family would be the first thing. Obviously family would be the number one. Sausage. I can't believe it was my first answer.
Sausage is a nickname for his family.
So so obviously like family is obviously be the thing we miss the most, you know, and then definitely the food, you know, and the culture, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The salute my massacre. Like that, man. Stuff that you know that you growing up in Elsies, you know, like things. I think you Lavis.
Good.
Oh, maaf. Sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, sorry.
My daddy kept me sheltered. Yes.
Parents from Lavis.
Look at you doing research, boy.
I know. Somewhere there was a Lavis somewhere.
I'm just bracketing all the colors in different, you know, all the.
But you know what I mean, man. You know, just like. You know, you go to Canal Walk, you know, you're bound to know somebody, you know, and just that, like the family feeling here in Cape Town, like Eid, when it's, you know, you get to go say Slama to this one, Eid Mubarak to that, when it's Christmas,
and just fetch barakat.
You know what I'm saying? Getting pooba from the neighbor, you know, things like that, man.
Salam to your mommy.
So, you know, but just things like that I would really miss the most, like, you know, basically like the whole Cape Town culture.
Nice.
And sisters also, I forgot that.
Your sisters.
Yeah, you know, this Brad Gatsby slander is real, so you can't be like putting...
Next question, please.
So we're gonna go into the balls and do some Sema now.
Alright.
So for those that don't know, Sema now is a segment where we just do a purely hypothetical and you give your honest answer about what you think it's going to be.
Cool.
And I think Rizana has some specifics ones.
Nah, actually, wait, man. I still had one more.
Oh, you had one more?
Because an underrated person that you are going to be leaving behind is your barber, man.
Yo, shout out Cape Cats. Weinberg, boys.
You see, so that's actually before we move on to Sema now. That relationship that you have with the barber, are you ready to go seek? Or are you just gonna grow your hair in the other country? What's like? Did you even
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I need to sit in pond and
So that is actually my segue.
Were you somewhere, Rizan?
What do you mean?
Did you cheat on your barber? Now you have
No,
like
whoa,
regrets.
whoa,
You like
whoa,
you now know
whoa,
you can't cross that
whoa.
bridge again.
Well, this is not a Rizan episode. This is a Wazeer episode. Listen. So perfect. Because I wanted to sort of, if you guys ever seen this question that they ask on the internet, is there more wheels or doors? Right? And the latest one I heard is, what is there more of, legs or eyes? So I wanted to ask you now, because we in Elsies River, or even Cape Town, are in a unique position. What do you think there's more of, churches or barbers?
You can go first.
What do you think there's more of, churches?
So I think it's barbers. Because like when you have one container, there's like at least three barbers in one container, and then there's still two containers next to each other. So I'm thinking there's like more concentrated. So I'm thinking barbers. But apparently Elsies has like 88.
Elsies has 88 churches.
Yeah, it's a lot there.
That is
Because there's most the different denominations. I can't speak on that because I'm a Lalburger, but there's most a new, old, this and that and stuff like that. So like, we don't get a new, I mean, the new age barbers are in, man. We can all have a fade, but the fade is different. Yeah, no, it's what to do. I wanted to also like, and you're gonna miss voice, but I wanted to also just think about
also think about your barber.
We just send a man a WhatsApp message every now and then.
I'm actually gonna go because I'm leaving the 21st of August.
Inshallah.
I mean, I'm the 20th of August. Saying my final goodbye.
Okay.
Going out fresh.
No, I must. I can leave the country with a cut.
Get the pyramid for the goodbye. DJ, you can take us away. So sorry.
Oh, okay. So is that all? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure you're not kept that?
I'm done.
Okay.
As you can see, this isn't scripted, guys.
Yeah. But we have to edit for this month's family.
Yeah, please.
Sema now. Humans were the pets of dogs. What would that relationship be like?
Humans
were the pets of dogs. What would that relationship be?
What the heck?
So like,
JP, do you consume
how did you come up with
a psychedelic?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Are you watching BoJack Horseman or something? Nuts.
What would be crazy?
Yo, bro, like,
because in my mind, I'm always seeing like dogs talk to each other, and I feel like they're skinning. They low-key skinning about their owners. So like, if I would be rocking up there, mini fitna there, like this owner is just not doing it for me. So that's what I think the relation. I just think it would be like,
that's crazy.
Because I also picture them like super big. And you're just lambing here at the bottom.
Oof.
That's also rough.
The dogs didn't take them.
They'll take you for a walk.
So on the one hand, technically, some dogs literally take their owners on the walk.
Definitely.
So like some dogs are like in charge. The other thing that I will say is that the relationship that some people have with their dogs, where their dogs are like part of the family. So I think that's like a seamless transition. And then my third point is, there's an episode of Rick and Morty. There's an episode of Rick and Morty where the dogs literally like world domination and stuff like that. And they have like robo suits and stuff like that. And the humans are the
pets.
And then there's a question that they ask. Because I'm thinking now, does that mean they're going to take away like our testicles and stuff? I'm going to go to
I think you should go to the boat.
That's a different one.
I think you should go to the boat.
Yeah.
Get with it.
I mean, like,
Go for it.
okay. I shouldn't participate in this game because my hypotheticals is too next level. Okay, Sema now. This is nice. Sema now, you could have a roast of any celebrity. Who would it be?
Like, any celebrity.
Any
Any celebrity who's like worth making fun of at the moment. I feel like Kanye would be a lekker one.
Ooh.
I feel like he would be a lekker, but I feel like there's more.
Yeah.
That was a joke, man.
Nah, the two of you. I don't want to talk about Andrew Tate.
No, I don't want to get into him.
Okay.
But I mean, it would be between. Say Kanye, I think.
Kanye.
I feel like there's more to say about him.
Actually, like they probably the sidemen can have a roast of like KSI and stuff like that. Like that would be
that would be.
especially because he took a L now with this Alex Wasabi fight and Jake Paul and his brother Deji. Oof, big oof. I'm thinking, KSI. That I would watch that. I'd.
Do you prefer on a different note? Do you prefer sidemen or Beta Squad?
No, you
So I think preference. I watch both, by the way.
Lekker.
Preference. I think I like Chunks and
Philly, young Philly.
and Nico more than
HP them.
more than the sidemen. I think if you're asking me, but Sema now you could JP, you could roast any celebrity.
I would actually want to see like Jacob Zuma in the hot seat. Because I feel like there'll be different angles on that man. And since his ex-president is now up for full debate without any consequences.
Makes me uncomfortable.
So I would like to see that, man. Because I mean, the way Youngster was going out, but Eskom said double it down.
Now my mommy watches it.
We can get it in one more.
Okay.
I think I think all of us can do one.
Oh yes, Wazeer. Yeah, Wazeer.
Sure.
You do one, yes.
Include
And I think we can finish it off for us.
Okay. You wrote all of this.
Grade 5.
Humans needed photosynthesis to get energy. How would life be? One of you can go for it. Anyone?
What? Same now we were autotrophs. Algae levels. I mean,
like I would feel like there would like be a baking time, like 11 to 1. Everyone must just be outside because if you're not outside, you won't survive. So that's how you would like recharge for the rest of the day.
People in Finland taking L's. You're salam Finland.
You would also see a lot more people because everyone needs to be out at a certain time to get energy.
So apparently, plants like compete for sunlight. Apparently, so like you imagine
you jumping on top of the other person to get.
No way, Hunger Games.
It'd be crazy, no?
Hunger Games. You're saying now we could focus. I suppose the cost of living will be down.
So we actually have reliable energy.
Yeah.
Except if you're in Finland. Obviously.
But okay, wait. So did you do science? Photosynthesis, we produce
Don't
oxygen.
Don't be pushing us down, Riza. Not all of us.
We produce more oxygen. So we produce more oxygen, which if you understand how a high level of oxygen works, you get lightheaded and all that stuff, and it's like, yo, why am I going deeper? You're in the revolution. Yo, hectic. What do you think?
No, I gave you my opinion on it, and I think and I didn't do any bias.
What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think?
My knowledge on bio is like
minimal.
Nothing.
The fact that you said NST, that was the last time I approached that biodiversity.
Okay, so we are, I guess, wrapping up, Wazeer, and we like to sort of end off with the two of us with a grateful thought. But with our guests, we like to ask, Wazeer, what would you say to your younger self? Like, what is your message if you could speak to your younger self? What would you say to little Wazeer from the Elsies
Hey.
as he embarks on a new journey?
How young? Like young or
Now you can choose that.
old enough to comprehend?
Yes,
okay,
please.
Okay. I feel like this one could be like, applicable to any, stage of younger Wazeer. I trust God's plan, I suppose. And there's a reason actually behind that, because when I was on school, I was never like a standout student. I was never like your 80%, 90% learner. I would be that like that, ask how much do you need to pass? And then I'd literally get that, or like 1 or 2 above. Like that was me, and I always just did enough to get through. And like even on school, and like other areas of my life, I was always surrounded by people that were achieving great things, like on an academic level and private life and things, like getting good marks, becoming head boy. I wasn't even in the run for anything. I didn't even get to wear a badge, not even a blazer, because I was an outside the last 3 years, and if you wear a blazer, you got like a rank.
Yeah.
You're either in the choir or you're the chess team, or you're just on some level, man. I just had like my jacket, that was it.
Humble.
So I didn't, humble. So I never got to wear a badge, or not even in prime school. You get that ridiculous where you class monitor or your row monitor. I was none of that even. So like if I think back, I was like, at that time I was always thinking like, it's the ones that get the 80%. That's the, the teacher specs, the 90%, the head boys. They're gonna do great things one day. It's gonna be them, and I'm just gonna like somewhat, just float through life, find my way, And if I look at things now, how things have turned out, alhamdulillah, I've gained a lot, man. I've learned a lot, even though I didn't achieve those things that I thought was, the pinnacle, and things still worked out like really great for me, and I'm really grateful for how things have worked out. So my message would be like, just trust Allah's plan, like it all works out in the end, man. It's not just for the 80%ers. So
agreed.
Average Joe.
Not just for you, JP.
Wow. Alexi.
So what did your message be?
Dat is een...
Yo, younger self.
Is that about you?
JP, you? No message to your younger self?
No, I have lots of messages to myself.
Just one.
Just one. I think for my younger self, I think don't underestimate what you can do. A lot of the times we think something is possible and we like gear towards something like this is what I can achieve, but in reality it goes beyond that. Okay. And I like to like you, I like to trust the Lord's plan in my life as well. And I think for some of the 80%ers, we can also do some great things.
I was the 70%.
So that for me is the important thing, because I think the only limitation is ourselves. And if we stop doing the reasoning that it's not for us, a lot of the times we don't do things because it's either effort and you say it's not meant for me. And then, but actually deep down you want it. So it meant that you actually needed to do something to get there. And I think doing this is one of those things where just do it.
Powerful,
Yo, the peer pressure hit me now.
Just do it, though.
Okay, I guess my message to my younger self would be, don't try to grow up too fast.
Nice.
Because I definitely wanted to just start making money from 16. I wanted to get
specials.
I wanted to learn. I wanted to get a scooter. I just wanted to. I took everything too seriously. So I think my message to my younger self is stay young. Stay young, stay youthful.
But you're still useful, man.
Alhamdulillah.
He didn't matriculate in 2015. That's all right.
That's behind the veil is rehearsed youthfulness. Actually, I'm actually a very serious person. I'm actually super serious. But yeah, JP.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if you like the content, like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when we upload again. And we out. Peace.